What would you do after completing your eons-long quest to destroy half the life in the universe? If you ask Thanos, the answer is retirement. Can't blame the dude. But we know Disney isn't going to retire the MCU anytime soon, so it's a good time to explore what'll happen once Thanos cashes out all that cosmic 401k. Before we begin, subscribe to CBR and ring that bell to join our notification squad so you never miss a video. Also, we made this video in collaboration with our good friends at ScreenRant. What up, ScreenRant? Stay tuned until the end to see their video.
The Avengers broke up. We're toast.
Broke up? Like a band? Like the Beatles?
Avengers Regroup. It actually happened. Thanos completed the Infinity Gauntlet. Half of the life in the universe is no more. The bad guy, for the time being, has won. What does a giant purple space dictator do when his life's work of killing half the cosmos is complete? Well, he retires, of course.
I finally rest and watch the sunrise on a grateful universe.
Somehow, what's left of the Avengers is going to have to beat Thanos for good. The remaining team consists of the original Avengers: Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Hulk, Hawkeye, and Thor. It's a poetic back-to-basics move, but they won't be able to fight Thanos unless they gather more heroes, and Thanos chooses to ignore them because the dude's retired. But who will they recruit to their side? There are a lot of possibilities we're talking about in this video, but one of the key components will likely involve luring Thanos into a false sense of security. The remaining Avengers will have to allow Thanos to think he's off the hook, at least for a little while. Don't be surprised if the midpoint of the next film involves Thanos finally becoming aware that the Avengers are still trying to defeat him. They have a lot of work to do, and at some point, Thanos is gonna find out.
Hey, what was that?
Went forward in time to view alternate futures.
The Time Stone. At the end of Infinity War, Thanos finishes the Infinity Gauntlet and snaps half the life in the universe out of existence, along with my deepest feelings. Then he retires, apparently. Victims of the snap include Spider-Man, Peter Quill, Drax, Black Panther, and even Doctor Strange. As Doctor Strange begins to disintegrate into nothingness, Tony Stark asks him why he allowed Thanos to get the Time Stone. The Doctor replies that there was no other way.
We're in the endgame now.
For those not in the know, the Time Stone governs the dimension of time. It allows the wielder to travel to the past or future, as well as to places outside of time, like the Dark Dimension. That's a place Doctor Strange is quite familiar with. It's where he trapped the evil entity Dormammu in an endless time loop, refusing to free him until the primordial being agreed to leave Earth alone for good. The Time Stone figured heavily into Doctor Strange's training as a sorcerer, and near the middle of Infinity War, Strange used the Time Stone to check out all the possible outcomes of battling Thanos. His answer? Out of 14,605 possibilities, only one potential scenario ends in an Avengers victory. And that suggests he saw a way to undo Thanos' victory by letting Tony Stark live, which means Stark and Nebula will have to follow clues left behind by Strange in order to defeat Thanos and possibly resurrect the dead Avengers. Now there's a buddy road trip movie I'll watch. Nebula and Iron Man? Yes, sign me up.
The stone demands a sacrifice. A soul for a soul.
The Soul Stone. At the end of Avengers Infinity War, we see Thanos walking near a big orange gate. He's accompanied by a childhood version of Gamora, the daughter he sacrificed to obtain the Soul Stone. Well, in the comic books, the Soul Stone hosts the souls of several heroes who fought Thanos, which might explain Gamora's appearance at the end. Specifically, in the comic Silver Surfer, Volume 3, number 46, Thanos manages to trap both Drax and the Silver Surfer inside the Soul Gem. There, they meet Adam Warlock, who helps them escape the gem and get back into reality. Warlock also used his connection to the Soul Gem to reincarnate himself. If those comic book events are of any guide, the Soul Stone could be the key to pulling Thanos out of his comfy retirement. When he realizes he still has work to do finishing off the Avengers for good, he'll be pretty pissed off. And if Doctor Strange is in the Soul Stone, he's someone who knows a lot about jumping through different dimensions. He could end up taking Warlock's role, as we just outlined in the comic version.
Reality, where all concepts of time and space become irrelevant.
Ant-Man and the Quantum Realm. It can't be a coincidence that the second Ant-Man film, Ant-Man and the Wasp, was the next Marvel film to come out after Infinity War. In the mid-credits scene, it's revealed that Hank Pym, Janet Van Dyne, and Hope Van Dyne have been snapped into oblivion by Thanos. That means at least part of the film takes place during the events of Infinity War, and Scott Lang is trapped in the Quantum Realm for now, which is where he went to collect quantum healing particles to help Ghost remain stable. That tells us one of two things. Either Scott was just lucky enough to be one half of all life that didn't get snapped, or the Infinity Gauntlet cannot affect the Quantum Realm. The second option makes some sense. We know the quantum realm is already inaccessible to those who can't control Pym particles, but real-world science tells us that the rules governing the big stuff like people, rocks, and planets are different than the physics that define quantum mechanics. The MCU is a universe in which overpowered heroes and villains battle across cosmos and throw cars at each other, but it's still more science fiction than fantasy. Maybe Thanos simply can't affect the quantum realm, which means Scott Lang could be the catalyst to taking out Thanos in Avengers 4. Get ready for your close-up, Paul Rudd.
Like Captain Marvel.
Hey guys, good to see you all happy, healthy, and not exploded.
Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is the alias of Carol Danvers, a NASA pilot who ends up gaining superhuman abilities when she's genetically merged with the Kree, the same species as Ronin from the first Guardians movie. Tying it all together, way to be, Marvel. This gives her superhuman strength, combined with the ability to absorb energy and use it to increase her abilities. That makes her the most powerful Marvel protagonist. Move over, Hulk. When she uses energy absorption, her powers basically equal Superman's. That's the power level the Avengers will need to defeat Thanos. In the final moments of Infinity War, Fury is in Chicago, watching the whole town go to hell as civilians randomly disintegrate. Before disintegrating himself and dropping a big old F-bomb, he manages to send a message with an intergalactic transmitter. The message's recipient? None other than Captain Marvel. Based on what we know of the upcoming Captain Marvel film, Danvers is the first superhero Nick Fury meets, and if anyone could physically wrench Thanos out of retirement with their bare hands, it's Captain Marvel.
You want to take this one, Cap?
Let's see what you got.
The X-Men. After years of dreaming and scheming, Disney finally has the cinematic rights to the X-Men again. 20th Century Fox's 2000 X-Men film was one of the lighthouses that illuminated the way towards Marvel's box office dominance this decade. Thank you, Hugh Jackman. It's no wonder that Fox didn't want to let go, but with X-Men under Disney's control again, they can return home to the MCU the way Spider-Man did in Homecoming. Thing is, most fan theories about Avengers 4 don't include the X-Men showing up. Indeed, many find the idea of shoehorning the X-Men into an already crowded MCU to be a bad idea, since the MCU has basically been established as a universe with no X-Men in it. But we're going out on a limb and suggesting that the X-Men, or at least some of them, could be involved in helping undo Thanos' catastrophic actions in Infinity War. Maybe Professor X will use his mind powers to locate other heroes who are still alive, and you can't pretend that seeing Wolverine kick Thanos' purple posterior wouldn't be an excellent sight to see. Whatever happens, some mutant madness is possible in Avengers 4.
I made what he wanted, a device capable of harnessing the power of the stones.
Fate of the Infinity Gauntlet. In Infinity Gauntlet Volume 1, Number 6, Thanos blows himself up to avoid facing imprisonment for the crime of killing half of everything. But he's a Titan, so somehow he's still alive to go retire on a quiet planet somewhere. You really should go read the series. It's really intense and amazing, but to summarize, Warlock becomes the sole possessor of the Infinity Gauntlet. He promises everyone he'll be a just god, which should be reassuring, but it isn't. The MCU isn't exactly the comics, and in the MCU, Adam Warlock hasn't been a major presence, so getting to know Warlock will probably be very important in Avengers 4. Nebula will be important as well, as she's the one in the comics who steals the gauntlet from Thanos before going on an overpowered destruction spree of her own. If the MCU breaks with the comics and outright kills Thanos at the end of Avengers 4, that means he'll get a permanent retirement after losing the Infinity Gauntlet. We don't think he'll die though. If he lives, he can enrich the future adventures of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Everybody likes a little Josh Brolin.
An alien named the Beyonder took pieces of worlds, then mashed them together to build Battleworld.
The multiverse. Marvel has been around for a long time. They have tons of characters with tons of story arcs and relationships. Every now and then, Marvel will reset things by creating an alternate universe inside a broader Marvel multiverse. It's basically a neat way of letting the writers come up with something new. It lets them explore the characters without the baggage of the main ongoing storyline, aka the Prime Marvel universe known as Earth 616. In that context, the MCU is just another alternate universe among many. Just one more way to tell the story. Of all the MCU characters, it's really only Doctor Strange who can travel between them on a whim, and Ant-Man has the quantum realm, but there's one event from Marvel Comics that deliberately ties all of the universes together, and that's the event of the Secret Wars miniseries of 2015. Secret Wars 2015 basically involves Earth 616 colliding with Earth 1610, aka the world of Ultimate Marvel. The two universes destroy each other, leaving only a place called Battleworld, where different versions of the heroes from both universes confront each other. Could something similar happen in Avengers 4? Might different versions of heroes who died in Infinity War end up in the MCU from other parts of the multiverse? Only time will tell.
What did it cost?
Everything.
If you liked our thoughts on Thanos' retirement, then go check out Marvel Theory. Is this how Captain America will leave the MCU for good? Over at ScreenRant. They're pretty great. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to their channel, and let them know in the comments that you're part of the CBR squad. Shout out!
Cool? Cool. So cool.
And there you have it. What do you think will happen after Thanos retires? Is there anything we may have missed? Let us know in the comments section below and subscribe to CBR for more videos like this one. You know you want to. Thanks for watching.